Ladies and gentlemen, please throw your hands in the air for the greatest podcast on earth when it comes to music, sports, and culture. Disabled is Able with your host, Eli and Fredy. So put your hands together if you are ready to get the show started. Let's go. Welcome to another episode of Disabled is Able, where we, the disabled, bond together, Fredy, Eli, me.
Yes, sir.
Bring you the latest in music, sports, culture, entertainment.
Hey.
All right, Fredy, I heard you had a little test going on today.
Yeah, it was rough.
How rough?
Exhausting. I got lost at one point. I was told I had 30 minutes left, and I still had to do like a whole section of the test.
Ouch, ouch.
And I was like, all right, my brain has to work now. And so I put whatever I could think of that made sense, try to fight for some points here and there.
Absolutely. Sometimes you got to go on the inner force.
Right.
Yeah. And I don't know why I do this, but every time I have a test, I kind of starve myself.
Oh, okay.
So that way, it forces me to get out of there faster.
Got you. Oh, that's your little psychological
You know what I
thing.
mean? Yeah. Like I'm battling hunger, but I'm like, okay, I can eat after I finish this.
But it's better than to be hungry and have itis kick in.
Yeah,
And
that's worse.
You really
That's
can't
worse.
think. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's worse. But I do drink some water. You know what I mean? Like I
Yes,
drink
stay
water,
hydrated,
hydrated.
yeah.
Facts. There's a new thing I've been trying to see, but either goes good or goes bad. I don't know.
All right. I'd like to make mention that we received this beautiful package from Big Kyle's Little Truffles. Let's clap that up.
Yeah.
Hey.
We really appreciate it.
We'd like to thank him and his mom's, Mama Palmer, for this package for Eli and Fredy that came through. Fredy's already looking at the orange one.
Yeah, I'm looking at the
Yeah.
orange.
He's
you know
like,
what I
that's gonna
mean?
go
That's
down.
all me right
I like
there.
the yellow one.
And I like the chocolate. So we
And then
want to thank Kyle for his generous contributions.
Yes.
And we will eat this, enjoy it.
Yes.
We definitely will enjoy it.
Absolutely, absolutely.
We're sucker for sweets.
Oh, we're a sucker for sweets.
How was your weekend?
Weekend was good, and now I like to get to the breaking news. Is that Chauvin, Detective Chauvin, was found guilty on all charges
Yes.
with the George Floyd case. That was Chauvin.
This was big in America.
This was huge. We've
Yeah.
been waiting a long time for a
year.
verdict of this nature, where it's the first time in a long time that everyone could see somebody was guilty,
Right.
and we got the results.
We won it,
Because a
yeah.
lot of times we see things and the jury don't see it, and we leave disappointed. So this was a clear case of murder.
Everybody was watching it because it was during quarantine.
Yes.
This wasn't a situation where only a handful was watching and everybody was still just doing their thing. Or,
Everyone was home. We were stilled. We were focused, and we saw
And
it.
it didn't penetrate just our soil, American soil. It went all over the world.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
London was protesting for this.
Mm-hmm.
Germany, Japan, Africa, like all over the world, people were protesting for this case.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So I don't know if that puts some pressure on America to get it right.
I hope so, and I
Right.
hope it's the beginning
A new start, yeah.
of a brand new start. We really
Spark
do.
some change.
Yes, spark some change in this country. And with that said, let's get our show started.
You're listening to the sounds of Disabled is Abled podcast.
Breaking news in the sports world: James Harden is going to be out indefinitely, according to the Brooklyn Nets. There's been some setbacks in the hamstring healing. Remember, he came back I thought he came back prematurely,
Right.
and then he
one
went
of
out
those
that
games-
next game,
Right.
and because he was trying to align himself with Kevin Durant and Kyrie and get on the court at the same time, and then he grabbed his hamstring again. And Kevin Durant is out too because he has a new leg injury.
Right,
So this team is falling into some very bad luck.
And if KD and James not gonna be ready by the start of the playoffs, is Kyrie gonna play?
Yeah, these
He
are
might
all the
take some personal
questions.
days off.
Yeah,
And at that point, Brooklyn is back at the number 7, number 6 seed. Even though they'll be in the number 2 seed, they need one of their 3 starters to play.
No, they gonna need more.
Well, they gotta need more. But I'm talking about first round.
The most cohesive team right now is the 76ers in the East,
right? And the Bucks
in terms of playing together, and the Bucks. So, and we always speak about it takes more of teamwork. You can't just put great players out there.
Right.
There has to be some chemistry, Freddie. There has to be some togetherness, some wars. Like, I know you're going to cut on this play because we worked through it.
There's some, like, muscle memory.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Some cohesiveness.
Absolutely.
It's like, you look at me, I look at you, I know what you're going to do.
Absolutely. And if you don't get that in real time.
Because even when Miami came together, none of their players got this many injuries at this point in time.
LeBron and them had a full season. And they started 8 and 9. Remember?
Right. They started out slow,
and then they picked up some momentum.
And then it looked like they got to the finals.
And that's an accomplishment to get to the finals. But in that finals, I remember it vividly. Dallas played more like a team.
Right.
They just was together.
And D Wade still had the keys to the organization.
Absolutely.
And he was out playing LeBron the entire series.
Yeah, well, that was his second finals.
Right, so he was
Remember,
there.
he was an MVP in the finals.
Right.
And
this was LeBron's second one, too, but he had lost to San Antonio his first year. So.
Right. So, long story short, D. Wade gave LeBron the keys and said, do what you do.
And Golden State had already won one before they got Kevin.
Right. So
they just added one piece to them.
Absolutely.
3 new, or not one major piece, and then,
No, and this is big. So we want to keep our eye.
And also, LaMarcus Aldridge had to retire.
And LaMarcus, I forgot all about that. LaMarcus had to retire, which means this team is suffering. Mm-hmm. And he was going to be an intricate part of what they do because he
was putting them 25
pick and roll,
10.
Pick and pop, all the things he could do. Mid-range game. So so we want to just hope that they get healthy because I do want to see the best finals or the best playoffs we can possibly see.
Right.
Yeah, that's right.
Right. In other bad news, Scottie Pippen's oldest son, Antron, passed away at 33 years old. We don't know any more of the actual details, but it's his firstborn, so that's always
tough.
Very tough. His son played basketball, even on a college level, but he had asthma.
So he had some chronic,
some chronic illnesses with asthma.
Want to send out condolences and love to the Pippen family.
Absolutely, our condolences go out to the Pippen family, and in their time of mourning. It's very, very tough time. And with that being said, the Knicks look good. Oh my God.
6 straight.
Whoa.
They had the Hornets tonight. I believe they're going to win that game.
It's in the Garden. I think they can get that dub. They haven't won this many games since 2014.
2013, 2014.
6 straight.
Yeah.
This is around, and I like Randall. I like him at the point. They need to close it still.
They do. I think he's a closer, but in the playoffs, we're going to take the ball out of his hands.
Right.
So teams always have. That's
I'm
why
hoping it's Derrick Rose.
Well, Derrick Rose has the experience. What I like about the Knicks, they're not fighting for the first time for identity. We know Randall is the man. We know in the middle, Noel is being a defensive anchor. We know Derrick Rose is going to come off the bench and provide a spark. We know Trey Burke is going to in the fourth quarter. So RJ is going to handle his business. So for the first time, they look like a team.
And they only 1 game and a half out from the 4th seed. They can get a home court advantage. They handle their business.
So New York is making a move, Freddie.
We rising. And a little birdie, Zion Williamson.
Oh, yeah. He made some comments. That this was the best place he's ever played.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, other than New Orleans. He had to say that.
I'm a be allegedly, but I think he knows he should be a Knick right now.
But you know what?
Because that night, we all know.
Yeah.
We all thought the Knicks, and that was going to be a magical night for New York in general.
Yeah.
We all thought that the Knicks were going to get the number 1 spot, or at least the number 2.
Yeah.
No disrespect to RJ. I'm just stating facts. And draft lottery pop came, and he was very disappointed.
And not only that, but sometimes it's a gift because by now when we get him, he'll be a superstar.
Yeah. Right, yeah.
All the kinks will be worked out. All the, no more playing limited minutes.
Right.
He'll be coming to New York as a giant.
And to Thibodeau as a head coach, he likes young guys because he can run them into the ground.
Right. And he would demand Zion play on the defensive end too, right. Which for some reason Stan Van Gundy's not doing. They look bad on defense.
Yeah.
Side note, he just released his first sneaker, Zion.
Oh.
It's called the Zion. It's by Jordan. He's down with the Jordan brand.
He's down with Jordan.
I saw the commercial. So he's releasing his first signature shoe.
Nice.
So if you're listening, Zion.
We don't need a pair of shoes.
Yeah, we need a pair of those, man. Come on, man. Let's stop playing.
Shoes.
Yeah. Or we can wait 3 to 4 years for you to come to New York.
Either or.
Yeah.
Either or. And with that being said, like we said, LaMarcus Aldridge announced his retirement. When it comes to health, fellas.
Yeah. So at any point, I didn't know
he had a heart murmur?
Yeah, he's had heart conditions his whole career. But it was usually off and on. But this was the first time that it really scared him.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
He was really like,
people who generally suffer from that, they feel like they always associate it with like near-death experience.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Even though they still feel capable.
No.
The split second.
Your heart is everything.
You know what I mean?
And then you got to think about the playoff run that Brooklyn was going to be on.
Right.
That was going to tax you emotionally.
Yeah.
This ain't San Antonio where they're not expected to do anything,
right.
And you can just go out and get your numbers. Brooklyn was expecting to go deep, and so he made the decision for life, and I respect that decision. We'll clap that up.
Yeah. I mean, even if, let's say Brooklyn does win, he's still going to get the ring.
Oh, yeah. He's on the team. Yeah. He's on the team.
This kind of reminded me of when Miami in 2014 or 2015, and with Bosh, I feel honestly they had Bosh, they would challenge Cleveland and LeBron's squad in the Eastern Conference Finals.
Yeah.
And that was the one piece that they were missing because D-Wade needed help.
Of course. And had he had Bosh with him to do some heavy lifting.
With the young cats that they already had.
Yes. And so I'm glad Bosh also made the right decision. I know he still had years of talent left.
Yeah.
But when you want to watch your children grow up and do other things.
Real quick, side note, Aldridge had a great career, but he's not a Hall of Famer.
We'll debate that another day.
Yeah.
I
mean, I could say he was a superstar in his time in Portland.
Yeah, I'm not disputing that, but I'm just saying.
But Hall of Fame.
Hall of Fame.
Yeah, Hall of Fame is probably a reach.
It's probably a reach. A great player.
Yeah. Michael Jordan will present Kobe at the Hall of Fame. He will present for Kobe and introduce and take care of Kobe's speech at the Hall of Fame award coming up in May. I think that's going to be awesome. Who else wouldn't he do? Right. Let's just hope Kobe's speech is better than Mike's speech. Mike's speech was terrible, Kenny. That terrible, Kenny.
Yeah.
So let's hope he does Kobe.
His memorial speech was a lot better.
Oh, that was a lot better. So let's hope he memorializes Kobe correctly.
I don't know if I'm going to watch it. I'm still debating that because to me it's always going to be bittersweet.
Yeah. It's very painful. Very painful.
It's not from Kobe himself, but we'll see.
And in other Kobe news, the Kobe estate has refused to extend their contract with Nike.
Yeah.
And that's very interesting.
Yeah.
Because where do they go from here?
Right. And then also, too, it came out a couple months back that he was going to end his relationship with Nike anyway.
Yes, he had his own sneaker called the Black Mamba, his own brand.
Yeah, it was going to be a part of Tokyo, sort of how Wade has the weight of Wade in Tokyo.
Yes. So we wish the family well in their decision making.
It wouldn't make sense to sign with somebody else because people always associate Kobe with Nike.
Yeah.
So they wouldn't. I don't know. It's a touchy subject because the shoes that Nike has in production of Kobe, they're not going to be released.
Right.
Well, maybe they'll be collector's items years later.
Yeah.
Right.
They'll release a limited amount or something to that effect.
No doubt.
We have a new candidate in the MVP race.
I added this in here.
You added this?
On purpose, yeah.
On purpose?
So you can say it. Go ahead.
Steph Curry.
Steph Curry, people. Clap that up. Drop a bomb on it.
Drop the bomb with that. Listen, let me tell you something.
This man's been on fire, guys.
I've never seen anything like it in my life. It's wherever he is a good, clean look. He's beating double and triple teams. He's the leading league scorer now. He's taking the lead over Bradley Beal. I don't think they'll get enough wins to come up in the standings enough for him to win the MVP. However,
this reminds me.
This is his best season for me.
And this reminds me of a Westbrook like, even though they had more wins.
Yes.
Right.
But if we had more wins, there would be no question.
If he had somehow got to 4 or 5, you would have to say, listen, what he's done with the limited amount of talent.
And right now, the MVP's been switching every week.
Yes.
1 week is Embiid.
Last week it was Embiid.
This week it's Curry.
It's Jokic.
It's Jokic in there. Then before James Harden got hurt, James Harden was in the conversation.
I would say Jokic, except they're in the 4th spot right now.
So it might go to Embiid.
Embiid is number 1. He's led his team to first place. So if there was a tiebreaker, but just looking at numbers, because Denver's continuing to win without Murray. Murray's out, but they continue to win. But Embiid went out, his team stayed afloat, and he came back, and he's putting up monster numbers. So he would get my vote. However, my heart vote would go to Steph. It would have to go to Steph.
No question.
I've never seen anybody who can pull up from anywhere, and I like the way his body is shaped now. He's got a little bulk. He don't look so running down so puny now.
Yeah.
He looked like, don't test me.
And he's perfected his finish. Now he doesn't finish the way around the basket like Kyrie does, but he's
gotten better.
He's gotten better.
To me, it's like he's having fun. Like he's having more
pressure. Yes.
More fun to actually play. Like I haven't seen him like this since they first went on their first ever playoff.
Yeah, absolutely.
Where people started discussing what Curry would be like.
They will get into the playoffs.
Yeah.
Just off of his pure will. I think they'll get to number 7 spot.
Okay,
maybe number 8.
Even if they hit at 10, I would like to see them in that one game shootout.
No, that's what I'm talking about. They'll win with whatever seed they're at. They're gonna win that one game, get the number 7, because this is how it goes. With the how did you break it down? It was
7 plays 8.
Right.
The winner of that gets the 7th position.
Right.
The 8th team is not out of it. They go into the playoff. 9 plays 10. The loser goes home. The winner goes up against 8. And the winner of that takes the 8th seed.
Right.
So that's a nice little
competition.
Yeah. So if you're the 8th team and you lose, that don't mean you're out of it.
Right.
You still can get that 8th seed.
Right.
And I think that's.
And at that point in time, look, Golden State will face either Utah or Phoenix.
And then we'll deal with that when the time comes.
We'll see what happens because
But I gotta give it up. Steph Curry is, man, this guy's on fire. Jeez.
Mm-hmm. And he went against his brother, toe to toe.
Oh yeah, and the first half that was cool.
Yeah,
his brother had 15 points. He said, "Listen, I'm coming." He's a little small, but he can shoot.
Yeah.
Kevin Durant has another injury. This is a thigh contusion now.
Right.
My only problem with Kevin Durant and guys like Anthony Davis, they're so light.
Yeah.
And
but Kevin
push like, and they just fall.
But Kevin, here's the thing: Kevin got handles.
I'm not talking about skill set. Because Anthony Davis has a skill set. He can hit the 3. He's the better defender. He be up there defensive player of the year. He's a rebounder. I'm talking about just frail. Right. So this guy gets a thigh contusion. That's something LeBron will go, is the bone broke? No. Put me back out there, coach. Right. So when you get these injuries on top of injuries, remember he just came back
from
the Achilles and up whatever, the strain, the hamstring. Yeah. So we wish him well because man, that's tough. Speaking of injuries, Donovan Mitchell has a high ankle sprain. That's the same injury LeBron had, and it kept LeBron out for a month. I'm hoping
it doesn't keep him out too long, and I'm immediately banking that Phoenix is the number 1 spot now.
Okay, well, Phoenix is a game and a half behind. They've been winning some really tough games.
Yeah, they beat Milwaukee last night in overtime.
Yeah, they beat Milwaukee.
Paul had 22, 13, and 7.
Yes.
Booker had 24. That was a questionable foul at the end.
Yeah.
But,
and the fact that Greek had in the overtime, he got cramps.
Right.
So he couldn't finish the game.
Greek, stop holding the ball in the last minute of a close game.
Yeah.
Because this is why you brought Drew Holiday in here.
Yes.
For that exact reason. Because teams like Toronto and Miami, who slaughtered you,
they're gonna double and triple.
They're gonna put that wall up against you, and the not Brooklyn, but Philly might have the team.
Yeah.
Philly has the squad to put a wall against you and make you crumble again.
So let's hope that they make some adjustments. Also, with the Chris Paul, he became number 5 on an all-time assist leader. Clap that up.
Pass Magic.
Magic Johnson. Yep. So a lot of records being broken.
Also, going back to D Wade, he owns part of the Jazz now.
Yes, let's clap that up.
Oh, that explains his little comment.
Yeah, he owns part of the Utah Jazz.
He wants players to come to Utah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and Miami offered him something, but what Utah offered him with the new owner there was a lot significant. And he's a tech guy, and I think
and he has a relationship with that guy.
Right. He wants to get into.
Young. They're the youngest owner group in the sport.
Yeah.
And he can help Donovan Mitchell with his game.
Oh no, they say Donovan is supposed to be D Wade 2.0.
Yeah. That's just with a better shot.
Yeah. So that's going to help Donovan.
Yeah, it's going to help Donovan. He already have him there long term. You're going to get more players because more players want to play with D Wade.
Right. Yeah.
Essentially.
Right. So let's keep an eye on that. And last but not least, when it comes to basketball, Phoenix has 40 wins for the first time since 2013, 2014. Everywhere Chris Paul goes, man, they win. It's undeniable. If it's one player I'm rooting for to get a championship, it's him. Him and Melo, because they old school.
I got a little bit of beef with Chris, but that's on some.
Yeah, that's on something personal. But at least your man has a couple of rings. Yeah. I'd like to see Paul hold one up at the end of his career.
And if it don't work this year, Chris.
Yeah, then you're gonna have to.
We're gonna need you to go to Lakers.
Yeah, or the Knicks.
Why the
Knicks?
Zion?
With Zion or something, you know.
Yeah, but they wouldn't win the chip anyway.
With Zion, Julius Randle, and Chris Paul in the East, they probably win the East.
Okay,
and then you take your chances. Could be an injury, could be anything.
That's true.
They could.
With that lineup, I can see. I can kind of.
Oh man, they come out of the East. Yeah, with Thibodeau's defense. Remember, he the one who anchored that Boston defense against Kobe Bryant.
Right.
So it's not like he don't know what he's doing. True. He knows what he's doing.
You're listening to the sounds of Disabled is Abled podcast.
In NFL action, Alex Smith has retired. Let's clap that up. 15 years, 16 years. Never won the big one, but he has the 6th winningest percentage for a number 1 draft pick.
Nice.
He's 7-0 in the playoffs in terms of touchdown versus interceptions. Nice. And wherever he goes, he elevates. He's not good enough to win the big one per se.
The one shot he had was with San Francisco that year.
Yeah.
And he played great in the playoffs.
He did. He played great.
And didn't he start before Mahomes did?
Yeah.
Kaepernick.
No, he started before Mahomes.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry.
Yes, he was there.
He basically taught Mahomes.
Yeah. Mahomes got to sit one year and watch him.
And, well, to my credit, and Kaepernick as well. Both of them. He backed up both of them.
He backed up both of them, yeah. So, and what's the Deshaun Watson update?
He's very inspirational, too.
No,
like he gets that rep of like guys really like him.
Yeah.
So we might see him on like a broadcasting or something.
Right. Yeah.
Great points. Yep. Great points. He could be very sportsman. You know.
Deshaun, I'm hearing that he's on the defensive now.
Yeah. He's brought out a great lawyer team, and now they're questioning just some of the ladies because they found these emails of the ladies bragging about being with him. They found some evidence that women who claimed they were assaulted returned back for a second and third time. We found some of the women were willing to take some money under the table.
Right.
So this just brings into question how legitimate some of these charges are.
Right.
So this is where we have to allow the system to do its magic. Yeah?
And we gotta just wait and see what happens.
Yes.
You're listening to the sounds of Disabled is Abled podcast.
In MLB baseball action, Corbin Burnes, Milwaukee Brewers, is the only pitcher in the last 120 years to start his season by striking out 30 batters and walking none. That means when he gets up there, you're either going to swing or you're out.
Right.
I'm not walking you.
Right.
You better do something.
Right.
These pitches look good when they leave my hand. And then they do this.
Right.
Right? You got to clap that up. That is...
Yeah, no,
that is a
especially
feat.
now in this analytical area.
Yes.
Where like
Yeah.
the pitcher's been analyzed to death, essentially.
Yes.
Like the batter knows what they're going to throw.
Yeah, this is his percentage. He throws this on the first pitch.
Right.
75% of the time he goes to that. So the analytics game is crazy.
Credit MLB for the mics on the players. That's awesome.
I'm telling you,
Oh,
bro,
I
like,
experienced
I'm
that shit.
telling you,
I'm liking that because
I haven't seen that
Anthony Rizzo from the Cubs had to get Freddie Freeman out,
Oh, I
and he was
saw
like,
that.
Freddie, where you going? Freddie, stop it! I'm gonna get you out. Like you're just stuck. Yeah, I'm just like 'cause in the camaraderie between certain players on different teams, and then you just hear them talking. You be like, all right, like don't curse around me because I might.
No, we talked about this previously. How it brings like a persona to the actual player.
It reminds me about NFL when NFL players be talking trash.
Because we want to, as fans, we want to hear what's on the minds.
Yeah.
We want to hear what's on
I
the
would have
minds.
loved that in the in the NBA bubble. If they had just been promoted by like HBO and been like, yo, all y'all gonna be mic'd up and then just talking trash in the playoffs.
Yeah.
The intensity.
Uncensored trash too. So
Yeah.
this is HBO.
Right.
First.
Right.
Yeah. That'd have been something crazy. Carlos Rodon pitches a no-hitter for the Chicago White Sox.
Yeah. It was a perfect game
until he hit him on his foot.
Until.
Yeah.
I was so sad. Because I haven't seen a perfect game in years.
Right, this is the world we live in where you could throw a no-hitter and we go,
Yeah.
All right. Should have been a perfect game.
Right.
But, I mean, it's something you still can take with you. It was his fault, and he threw the pitch too close. I'm not going to move if I'm the batter.
Right.
I ain't going to dive out of the way. I'm like, boop. Yeah, you hit me.
Yeah.
Now I'm on first.
Right.
I might run.
But if, like, okay, if I was a batter, I would move out the way and let the guy get a perfect game.
Nope.
So I could be a part of history.
No, you want to break.
Yeah,
I've seen
if I'm the
dudes that
batter.
are hitting the ninth inning, and they be like, yes.
Right, because
that one batter, you always going to remember. If I'd have just got that one, and I forget who it was, a couple of years back, and he had 2 outs in the ninth, and he was on the mound, and it just looked like it was going to go down, and he gave up a base hit. A clean hit, too. Bing, up the middle. And he was like, break my joint up early. Break me up in the third inning.
Yeah.
I know, all right, this is the no-hitter.
But the ninth with 2 outs?
2 outs, yeah. Because then you get nervous. You're thinking, man, I need to throw a perfect pitch.
Right,
I would have been tight.
A lot into that. The Yankees suck.
Yo,
Freddie.
5-10. We have the worst record in the AL since, I believe, 1968.
I saw a meme, and it had Thanos in it. And it said the Knicks are back on top. What did it cost? And Thanos said the Yankees. You know what I mean? Like, one up, one down.
Yeah.
I've never seen the Yankees this bad. And I've been following the Yankees since 77.
Right.
That's even unheard of.
And their worst record was when you was born. Like, their worst start.
Oh, 68.
68.
So, they need to get it together. I never really liked Aaron Boone. I'm going to keep it a beat with you.
Yeah, me neither. I never liked him. We should have kept Joe for that one more year.
I don't like his personality. He doesn't seem to be that fiery coach to get the best
But
out of
Joe didn't give me that vibe either.
Nah, but
No.
the circumstance.
But
had
Joe
worked.
knew the X's and O's of the game.
Right.
Yeah.
And he's a champion, too.
Right, true.
Well, nobody beats Joe Torre. Come on. Like,
Right,
when Joe Torre was the manager, he's got 4 or 5 titles.
Right.
But the Yankees need a strong personality.
Yeah.
Brian Cashman has to step his game up, too.
Yeah.
You're the one shopping for the groceries.
Right.
I mean, he's done his job essentially well.
But
You know what I
he
mean?
picked Stanton. Stanton's
Yeah,
a problem.
Stan,
we gotta get rid of him.
Stan.
I'm sorry.
He picked the
That
catcher who can only hit
Right.
a home run, but
Gary.
he can't do nothing else.
Yeah,
He
Gary.
can't even catch. Picked him.
Yeah.
Picked Judge, who's 7 feet, but he always injured.
Yeah,
I
a
like him.
lot of people saying he's overrated.
He's overrated now.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because they figured him out already.
Yeah, it's easy to get him out. Yeah. And so I'm gonna have to call.
Only two people I really like on the Yankees, I'm not gonna hold you, is Gio and Torres.
And DJ. The only three people I like.
And I like the pitcher. What's his name?
Oh, Cole
because he's about his business.
Cole's not.
But if he don't get no run support, what is he gonna do?
Yeah.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Mets.
Let's get a Mets update.
Mets are doing actually really well. They're on like a 3-4 game winning streak.
Okay.
All right, clap that up. Mets getting it done.
They've been having a lot of games coming back
and winning.
Oh, that's coming back.
That's a sign of a good team. Yeah.
DeGrom had his all-time high strikeout the other day, 14.
And did he lose that game to 2-1?
Yeah, he did.
It was a weird game where he was striking out people, but he couldn't get the run support, and he lost 2-1.
Marcus Stroman has been like alive, like he's been back to his young Toronto days.
Nice.
He's been playing well. I like the grit the Mets have. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. They're a young, hungry team.
They're a young, hungry team. Everybody, the players are holding each other accountable, which is what you need to do.
Yes.
Besides the coach, yapping at you.
Right.
But the Mets look well, like they look average, and they compete against the really, really good teams.
Gotcha.
So,
Yeah.
You're listening to the sounds of Disabled is Abled podcast.
So, Fredy, the 12 top teams in this FICA league, or tell me what's going on with soccer.
Okay.
We lean on you. You are our soccer.
Did you try to say FIFA?
Yeah, no, he tried to say FIFA, but he said FICA.
FICA.
Yeah, nah.
That's the way. That's the way our associate producer spelled that. That's it.
Yeah. Okay.
That's right. We won't let that slide.
Post-production meeting. Somebody needs to get fired.
Yeah. So it was a random day of the week, and FIFA is trying to do some new things, trying to be creative. And the best thing they could think of is, let's just grab all the best popular teams and put them in one league.
Wow. Okay.
And the thought works, but then, they announced it, and then FIFA, some teams were like against it. Some players were actually like protesting against it because it eliminates competition for like an underdog team.
Oh, to get in and
compete and win, right? And even the fear would be, if this league were to come true, because there are so many other leagues, and like, for example, the Champions League, that's what the Champions League does.
They would die.
They would die out, essentially.
Yeah.
The actual league they play in their country would die out.
Right.
And it would just be too many other leagues because they play like mini leagues.
Mm-hmm. And many tournaments
around the country. So the fear would be that the players wouldn't take it as serious. It would be a 50-50, and they wouldn't put it their all because it's another thing on their schedule.
Yes.
All right?
Very good point.
Because of this, the soccer world went on a frenzy, and teams started complaining. A few teams actually dropped out, and people was like, no, we're not doing this. You gotta have to play.
Gotcha.
But it wasn't until the big dogs
stepped in and
they were like, we're not doing this.
And you can't argue with the big dogs.
And you can't, like Manchester City.
Yeah, they bring all the money.
Yeah, they bring all the money. So it's not confirmed that they're not doing this. At this point, it's more of a like.
Maybe they'll restructure.
Exactly. It's more of a restructure, or because they're trying to find a medium here, because I'm assuming COVID hit them extremely hard.
Absolutely. Right. And they're trying to make a comeback.
So they're trying to make a comeback, and they're trying to make it exciting because they're losing. They're going into, I like to call, the baseball frenzy, where they're losing a lot of young fans because there's no new Messi. Right, there's no new Ronaldo. They're getting up there in age.
Neymar.
The Barcelona isn't what they used to be. Real Madrid isn't what they used to be. We have a lot of underdog teams getting in first, which is great for the sport, but
stars carry the league.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Stars always carry the league.
Superstars are staying with those type of teams because it's oriented around them. They're not going to the big dogs no more. You know what I mean? Because once you get your break with one of these little teams, you go to the big dog.
Yeah, make that money.
And that's not happening because most of these fees are ridiculous. They're like $100 million minimum. for you to get
to even get in.
To even get a good star.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? 100 million, 150. And those are just projected numbers.
Right.
That's not including bonuses and their wages.
I think I need to play soccer.
Yeah, we in the wrong sport, people. And it's not dollars. It's euros. It's different.
Yeah.
It's different.
Wow.
You're listening to the sounds of Disabled is Abled podcast.
Okay, so the PS5
Yeah.
in culture is the fastest selling console in U.S. history. Clap that up. Fredy, you have one.
I do.
And do you enjoy it?
See, I'm going to get a lot of people mad if I say no. So I'm going to go with yes.
And you have one, right?
I do have
So you're experiencing the new
Exactly. I
game,
experienced the
new joystick
controller.
with the controller,
Yeah,
with the energy.
Eli had to come over to my house.
Yeah, unlike other people who don't have one and they're waiting
And he
for
forced me to
a
keep
special
it.
moment or something.
Yeah.
So this is a two-man conversation. How do you feel when
You don't even play video games.
you hear something? I don't know. That joystick is in your hand.
It's a little.
You know.
I felt like a little kid again. Okay.
Oh, yeah, clap that
The
up.
first 3 days,
Yeah,
nobody was touching me.
right. Because you was in the
I
zone.
was in the zone. I was playing Spider-Man.
Tell me about the graphics
the graphics, man.
on a nice screen
Yes,
TV. What would the
yes.
graphics look like?
Yes.
in
And
that
my TV isn't even 4K. It's still 3K.
So can you imagine?
Imagine if it was 4K.
Wee.
You know, I watch all the scenes.
Exactly.
Exactly.
What thing?
Exactly.
Man.
Yeah, man. And
You
then
know you know what, Fredy? I don't even play
You don't even play.
PS5. I think I might get me a PS5 just because it
you
sounds
don't even need to play.
sounds like a real amazing game. I wish all teenagers or young adults who claim that they're game heads would step into the future.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Okay, I ain't gonna hold you. Wait, time out. 7 years ago, you did mistakenly buy me an Xbox to try to get me out of my room. Like that was gonna work. You
I
should have
tried.
just bought another
Another
PS4.
PS5. Yeah, PS4.
But yeah, nah. Congratulations to PS5. Xbox, you can kind of
Give it up.
give it up. I mean, you know, that can never really touch us.
Well, don't say us like you.
Us
wasn't
like
a part
you
of-
with us.
You wasn't a part of.
You ain't with us.
You wasn't a part of.
I'm
an
getting
Xbox.
there. I'm getting
You
there.
weren't a part of Xbox.
Yeah.
I never denied the Xbox greatness in me. Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
I was Xbox before I became PlayStation.
I'm not claiming Xbox anymore because they suck. I mean, I don't know what else to say.
All right, in other news.
I just played it just
Yeah,
because.
no, and I kept it. Okay, this is breaking news, people. I kept the PS5 because of Eli. He told me, dude,
Exactly. Yes.
don't
don't even
touch it.
own one.
He was like, I'm gonna come your way.
And I have, and I'm gonna come again, and you know,
And he came my way once.
You know, because you
and
were trying
should've
to.
seen his
You was
face.
trying to give it up for unvalid reasons, and I said, one, you value this more than the whatever you were trying to buy at the time, and I said you would enjoy it more, and I'll be there every once in a while on a Friday or Saturday to come through and play as practice.
In other news,
And my purchase is coming soon. But go ahead.
in other news, in sadder news, 90s artists, I felt like we were just talking about DMX.
Right.
Last week.
Black Rob, who I knew personally, has passed away. His biggest hit was Roll, but he's had a bunch of hits out. You know, he succumbed to, you know, kidney failure and other things. So we want to send our deepest condolences out to him and his family.
Right.
You know what I mean? And with that being said, Eli.
We can be reached on Disabled Podcast on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
Like, comment, subscribe. I need the viewership to go up. I need the subscribership to go up.
Yep.
Hit the bell notification.
Yep.
We can be followed on Instagram at disabled_is_able and Twitter at Disabled Podcast, man.
And we would like to say bye, and we're about to get
to these truffles.
truffles.
All right. We love you guys. See you next Tuesday.
Ladies and gentlemen, please throw your hands in the air for the greatest podcast on earth when it comes to music, sports, and culture. Disabled is Able with your host, Eli and Fredy. So put your hands